Have you ever spoken up and it feels like your voice just disappears into the room? The conversation flows on almost as if you never even said anything. If so, stay tuned because you're not the only one who's had that experience. But welcome to the Daily Sanctuary, where I'm inviting you in for a moment of peace, safety, and not non-judgment. Today, I was working with a high-level female leader who said, "Every time I speak up in a meeting, it feels like I'm just ignored and the conversation moves on, and it makes me feel so invisible." And here's the challenge: when we have that experience, if we weren't already solid in our own value and worth, it puts an even bigger question mark in our mind. But if we were solid, it actually adds a crack into our confidence. We begin to ask things like, did I say something wrong? Um, what should have I said different? Is my experience not valuable? And it even becomes more complicated if a few minutes later you hear the same thing coming out of someone else's mouth and the response is completely different. If you've had that experience, you know what I mean. But here's the thing: I'm going to challenge you not to measure your value and worth by the response of the people in the room. If you're in a room that's acting that way, we know that the people in the room have not yet learned to listen well or to be equally valuing all voices in the room. And that's not about you, that's actually about them. And I don't want you to trade your authenticity for seeking approval of the people in the room. Instead, I want you to begin to claim your authenticity on a bolder, bigger level where you don't let that moment move on by. And instead, you say, hey, hold on a minute. I just said something. Let's reflect on it. So that you begin to measure your value and worth by what you know to be true, not by other people's responses. You can speak with clarity, stand in what you know, and don't trade your authenticity in for approval. Your voice matters. So let's work together to help you have your voice heard. You're not alone, and you are more loved than you know.